Good day, my friends. Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you some stuff on White Freightliner Blues. I'm going to show you how to build breaks. I'm going to show you a few different ideas. Crowe in the New South kind of style from what I've heard from what they do on it. A little Molly Tuttle flavor in there, and show you some ways that different people play it and how to kind of make your own little thing out of it. So we're going to be playing this out of the G shape. And as Crowe in the New South do, and we are going to play this in the key of B, as they do as well. And we're going to pull it up on Strum Machine, and I'm going to show you kind of a few ideas on the chords that you can kind of string together a break. So let me just give you a little demo. Alrighty, my friends, ideas on White Freightliner Blues. Starts on the 4 chord. You can play boogie woogie on that. And then it goes back to the G chord. When it goes back to the G chord, you can play G bluesy licks. Here's kind of, an idea that I come back to a lot. Mix that in with a G run, so you kind of have this flavor, and you're kind of resolving things to the G. Getting those licks in, that's the trick. But over the 4, you can play that boogie woogie pattern and any variation of it. So you could just do straight up boogie woogie. Resolve to the G, and then play something either G minor pentatonic with the G run type of thing, or G major pentatonic. But you're kind of filling in that space. Decide how you want to fill it in. So for there, I was doing 16th notes. I was doing kind of 8th notes here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Filling in the space somehow. So I'll give you an example of how I might work on stuff here. I'll loop the 4 chord, and I'll put it at like a slower speed, whatever speed is comfortable, and I'll play it. Actually, I'll take off auto finish, but I'll play that. And I'll say, what can I play over that C? Well, I can do boogie woogie. I can take just those 3 notes, and I can repeat them. I can play a C lick, like something like that. Play a Doc Watson lick. Blues lick. I can play Molly Tuttle. Molly Tuttle does that style of a lick where it's like it's a syncopated strumming thing, like 1 da 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 da, resolve to the G. You can do it up here. Walk up to the C. G. Walk up to the C. I'll try to play just back and forth between the G and the C. I'll loop the two, slow, and I'm just going to play kind of like eighth note licks. So slow. So check it out like this. G. Walk up to the C. I'm just playing everything on the beat. Over every chord, I'm just trying to play the notes that work over that chord. Land over the C. G major pentatonic. C. Boogie woogie. Major pentatonic with the blue note. And I'm just playing that eighth note pattern and trying to kind of figure out, over the C, okay, you have the boogie woogie. Over the G, you have either major pentatonic or minor blues pentatonic. With the, with the major note mixed in. So minor pentatonic, and then you mix in that major note. And I'm just doing it all downstrokes, and as you kind of learn what notes work over it, you can start to throw in little bitty 16th note patterns. So as an example, I might do something like, I threw in a little 16th note, right? 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 16, 16, 16, 16, right? You can throw in little patterns like that. So another example, I'll do it again. 16, 8, 16. 8, 16. 8, 16. As you can see here, I'm just going between the first two chords, practicing what you can play over those. Get that at a comfortable speed and, just work on what can I do over the C, what can I do over the G, right? You can do that Molly Tuttle idea where you play the C chord, the syncopation, and the 6. So she adds the 6. It's like a C chord with a 6. Add the 7. Check what that sounds like. Check what that sounds like. 1. G. Molly Tuttle. 16th note. Minor pentatonic. So you're just kind of learning how to connect different ideas and just kind of coming back to something you really know well on the C chord and then going over that G, I can rip something. So what do I want to do? what sound do I want? Do I want major pentatonic? Do I want to stick with the 8th notes? Do I want to add 16th notes? And you just sit there, practice it over and over and over, and try to find something that works, and just keep going on it, right? And then it goes back to the C again, and then it goes to the D chord, right? It goes to the 5 chord. So what can you do over the 5 chord? Well, let's find out. You could play like a D minor blues lick, like the same way you were playing over a G, right? Over a G, you were going. Over a D, you can do something similar. So you want to kind of learn that D blues thing. And you can use little pieces of that. You can play that kind of stuff over the D. So what I would do then is I would loop on a D chord, and I would go, okay, what if I went, right? 8th note, 16. And everything surrounding this D. So just take little pieces of what I just showed you there, and you could just use that. Take one idea and master that. So I'll just try to take that, but I'll just play it with 8th notes. And I'll try to put that into the progression. So I'm going to do all 8th notes here, just so you can kind of follow. Check it out. So I'm doing... I'm thinking minor blues. I just had deja vu. Just thinking chord tones. What are the chord tones? G. Here's that D. C. Just play boogie woogie on all the chords. Boogie woogie on C. Here's boogie woogie on D. C. Add some 16th notes. There's a C run. G minor blues. Walk up to the D. Boogie woogie. I did just right there, and this is something that is really cool if you can learn how to do it, is if you're soloing over C, let's say you're playing over C and you're playing C things, if the G is coming up next, you can switch to playing over a G early before the chord actually comes. Then when it does come, it resolves perfectly. I'll give you an example of that. I'm just going to loop the C and the G chord, like the 4 and the 1. And before the G chord actually comes, I'm going to play a G style lick, and then when the G chord does come, it's going to land perfectly. I'll show you what I mean. Check it out. So here's my C stuff. Here's a G. See how it lands? Walk up to the C. G. Because when the G chord comes, then it resolves perfectly. I'll do my C lick again. And then a G lick early. And it resolves nice. I'm just going to that G early and it lands, it resolves. You can do that with any chord, right? If I was playing, for example, here's C. If I'm playing over the G, I can go to C early. I'm going to go to C. I'll go to G early. Go to C early. And you can experiment with how early you start the next chord. You could do it just 1 second right before the chord comes. That's a good way to do it. You can do it a little bit longer before the chord comes. That creates a little tension and makes it really feel super good when it gets to that next chord, because you've already been playing on that chord. So when the chords match up with what you're already playing, it's a relief to the listener, and it's like, oh, it gives you that little stank face moment. So that's cool. So you can do that, going towards a D chord too. Like when the song's coming up to a D chord, you can go to a D chord early so that when it lands on it, it's like, oh yeah. Or, any chord that comes along. So there's some ideas, guys. I don't want to give you too much. I want to give you something that you can digest. So let me know what you can digest from this. And, if you want to go deeper with me, you can do one-on-one lessons. There's a couple spaces for that left. You can also get connected to my Patreon, which is more in-depth lessons on there. Just longer videos, going deeper into things, being more nuanced. And you can also ask questions there and get feedback and so on. Just more connectivity in terms of feedback and lessons and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, please join me on Patreon. And thank you so much. You can support this channel by subscribing, by commenting, by liking, by sharing, by hitting the bell. So please do all of that stuff. And I'm super grateful to have you here. So I'm going to close it out for you guys with a couple rounds on White Freightliner Blues. We're going to give it a little bit more speed. And we're just kind of let loose